Good morning, bioethicists. So, as we continue on, by now you have some experience using the ethical principles to talk about ethical questions. So, in our next step as we go along, we'll be just adding another level of sophistication to keeping track of facts and details around both ethical decisions that we make, but also in communicating an ethical decision that has been made to other people and then why we're going with a certain decision. And that is where this document, the ethical decision making framework, will come in. So, in your next lesson, the next task you'll do is you're going to be, again, evaluating ethical questions. You're just going to include more information as you do it. So, in the first part of the framework here, you're going to be writing in the ethical questions. So, the last thing we looked at was the trolley question. So, here we would say, should we push the man off the bridge onto the tracks, killing him to save the lives of the 5 people that are on the tracks right now? So that would be the question we would be evaluating. Here in relevant facts, we would be calling out here things that we actually know. And so in this case, things that we know is like, well, we know there's 5 people that are on the tracks, that they're going to die. We know that pushing the man onto the tracks will stop the train. We know we can't stop the train in another way. So here, questions that remain unknown, things that we wouldn't know about that would be, we don't know anything about the people that are on the tracks other than that they're there, they're going to die, but we don't know anything about how their absence will affect other people. We don't know their relationship to other people. There are a number of things that we don't know here. So we want to call out those things. Does it matter? Does it matter who that person that we're going to push onto the track is relative to those other people? Is that person the president of the United States? Are they a doctor that can save lots of lives, for example? Stakeholders. Here, a stakeholder is a person that is affected by the decision. So these would be people that really care about the decision that you make. So if you're the person deciding whether or not to push that guy onto the tracks or not, the stakeholders are the people that would be affected by that decision. Now, obviously, the man that you're pushing is going to be affected, and the people tied to the tracks are affected, but there are other people that would be affected as well. Consider the person driving the trolley. Consider people that are related to the large man or the people that are down on the tracks. The concerns and values of each stakeholder are where you're talking about what does each of the stakeholders, what are they most concerned with? Because their concerns are going to be different. The concerns of a person driving the trolley is going to be different than the concerns of the large man, going to be different than the concerns of the 5 people that are tied to the tracks down below. So we need to call out like what is each person's main concern. In box 5, you're calling out what are different possible solutions. In the trolley problem, this one's kind of more straightforward, but often there's a variety of nuanced midway solutions that you could call out here. And so here where you're writing out, this is what we should do, this is what we should do. There's often multiple decisions that you could make besides push them off, don't push them off. That's just the very simple yes, no. But there's usually other sort of middle of the road decisions. So this is where you want to call those out. This part you're used to. Here is where you're writing what your main decision is, and then your justification. The justification is where you actually talk about each of the ethical principles. And so you've already done this before, you're going to do it again. One thing I want to point out to you in this worksheet, it just goes A, B, C, but there's 4 ethical principles. So add D down here so you have space to talk about autonomy, justice, beneficence, and non-maleficence. I want you to talk about all 4 of them and not just say that you're giving it priority, but explain how your action gives it priority. Explain how your action violates justice or beneficence. So you need to explain that as well.